Hi everyone, I wanted to do a quick video on the Idaho 4, the very disturbing and tragic case surrounding the deaths of 4 college students out of Idaho, okay? I don't know much of the details because I have been following Shanquella Robinson's case and working on other things. So I don't know the details. I don't really know the players. I don't know, like, if, you know, whether or not they're suspects. I don't know. I just know this morning after I was wrapping up Shanquella's premiere, I was putting away my decks that I use for these types of readings, and something told me just to throw some cards regarding the Idaho 4. I had saw a picture. I know there's a press conference coming up, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make a point to study up on this case this week when I get a chance. But I was like, well, let me just see what the energies are. I know that there's some people who think that there may be a serial killer on the loose, etc. So I don't know. But anyways, I shuffled these cards. These are the cards that jumped, and I wanted to share with you because I was going to take a picture and then just do a community tab post and talk you all through it. But I was like, nope, it's just easier for me to take you all through what cards jumped to this situation. Okay, so remember, there's 4 victims here, 1 male, 3 females, and yeah, let's talk about it. So volcano was interesting to me. This is about anger coming to the surface, uncontrollable temper and rage, built up pressure exploding, an eruption. So this is something that was building over time, this anger that was seething. You know, like when you think of a volcano and you think of an eruption, oftentimes there's something percolating, the seismic activity is being picked up on, but many times people ignore it. They move on with life. They, you know, there may have been little earthquakes here and there with this rage, but they just ignored it, right? But then, and here we are with an eruption of straight up energy of anger, strong anger. So then we have, I'm dropping all my stuff, Hag. Okay, now, the Hag card, it's about fears, nightmares. This situation percolating, stewing, growing in the background. Bizarre or malicious encounters, probably in the past. Not just what happened to these victims that night or early morning. I understand it happened between 3 and 4 in the morning. This was something that, how do I say this? The malicious encounters perhaps could have happened over time. And I'm saying that because of the 2 cards that are anchoring the Hag card. Yeah. So we've got the Rat, an untrustworthy person, a traitor, a disease, if you will, a disease in their friend group, a disease in their social group. And so that's leading me to believe that they may have known this person who did this, okay? Again, I'm no expert. I'm no criminal profiler. I'm just reading the cards and picking up on the energies that are coming up in my gut, okay? That's what I'm doing here. Now, we would say, well, who is this Rat? I sense it's the person who has done this atrocious thing. And why? The Diamond. This is about someone having enduring love for someone. Probably one of the females with this Queen of Cups. Somebody made a promise, and that promise could have been broken, and someone had aggression and held a grudge. This Rat held a grudge. Why did he hold a grudge? I don't know, but it's of something of value to this rat that felt like it was taken away prematurely. Also, this rat has some sense of invincibility, meaning that they feel like they can get away with something, that they are maybe going to try to get away with something, okay? Now, I'm trying to go through these quickly because I have other pictures I want to show you all, or other cards that I want to take you all through. We got empty, brutality, grudge, aggression, numbness, accusations, cold, antisocial. Okay, so this person could naturally be, what do they call it? What is it? Borderline personality. When someone, I don't know why that popped in my head, but there's an emptiness here. There is an emptiness that is ultimately what caused them to explode. And it's interesting to me. They have no more empathy, no more humanity. Brutality ties right into the Hag card. This person just lost it. Totally malicious, totally brutal, because they held a grudge. If they held a grudge, that tells me that they must be around these victims, or a particular victim, a female. There's a female that drew this victim in, okay? There's aggression, a grudge. Now, I would imagine that if this was just some random, and it could be a random person who did this. I'll show you what cards may allude to that. But for now, it's feeling like if either this person is close to one of the females, or in their friend group, or someone that they know or go to school with or to have classes with, because of the grudge, the aggression, the rat, you know, an untrustworthy person. Okay, numbness. Again, that's that emptiness. They're numb. They're numb now. There's no, I'm not picking up on a lot of remorse from this person. Okay. Accusations. Maybe either A, there's been accusations against someone that may be the one who did this, or B, there will be accusations coming up. Okay. Excuse me. Accusations coming up. Cold, numbness, empty. Again, callous, cold person. Antisocial, ultimately. Really having to try hard to fit in. I'm going to tell you why I say this. We've got the Page of Pentacles. This is about someone who's a student. Probably a student at, is it University of Idaho, I believe? Someone who may have been close to this Queen of Cups, one of the females. It could have been in a class, could have been a past boyfriend, it could have been someone that she's close to, allegedly, you know, and this is someone who had to really work hard to fit in. Really work hard to fit in. And really just work hard in life, and there's resentments, there's a grudge because of it. Okay, loves, I'm going to pause here. I'm going to put down the next cards that had jumped to this situation. I'll be right back. So y'all know I usually like to sit with y'all for a while, see the cards that jump, and do that magical process with you. But again, these are the cards that jump. You know, before I even started recording, I was just sitting here thinking about these young people and what happened to them, and these are what jumps. So we got house, trauma, karmic partner, out of town, investigator, videos, computer, son, lawyer, buried, I can never pronounce this properly, buried, twins, and forest. Now, something about the buried card. I did there's another part I'm going to show you all where in a different deck, a buried card came up. So it's either something key to this case has been buried. It could either mean some level of a cover-up, some sort of legal protection, some kind of evidence being suppressed later down the line. Could be some sort of video evidence. I don't know. But there's something that's been buried. It could be the murder weapon. It could be something buried. I mean, clearly their young bodies have been found in that house. So we know it's not that. It's something key and critical that is going to be suppressed. Okay. Trauma happened in the house. Karmic partner is interesting to me, as is the twins card. I'm going to share with you all, I'm getting a sense that a few of the victims were just a victim of being at the wrong place at the wrong time, is what I keep hearing in my head over and over again. Because there was someone, a Queen of Cups, someone that this person was ultimately after, but because she's being attacked or what have you, the others were there around her and tried to intervene, and something happened with this student. Again, Page of Pentacles, young person in higher education. Page of Pentacles here. Karmic partner, ticking time bomb, this one. Again, leading me to believe that this is not someone, I mean, I guess it could be a serial, I guess it could be that. Because you can be a ticking time bomb in that regard. However, it just feels so close to me. So close. Out of town. This person could live just outside of town now, or has left town, or will attempt to leave town, is what I'm picking up on here. Maybe has already left town. There's a distance card that came up in the next set of cards I'm going to be showing you. And so I think it's like 15 to 35 kilometers. So this person may have lived off campus, or maybe they live on campus, but now they are with family just outside of town, or they're planning to leave town. Maybe their family is trying to protect them. I don't know. But there's this karmic partner. And that's what also tells me this key Queen of Cups is what drew this gentleman, this dark-haired lad, towards her. She's fair. Look at her. She's fair. She's one of the victims. Fair-haired, loving. This person, this Page, he was in love with her. Admired her. Put her on a pedestal until he realized he wasn't going to be able to have her. He felt like a promise was broken. The work that he put in, done. Investigator, this is being actively worked and investigated. Now, they're trying to put together who did this and how did this happen and what happened and who's the key players. They're trying to connect the dots here. I don't know. I haven't been following up until today, really. And after I do this reading and publish it to the channel, I will look and see what's going on in the case. I usually like to try to go in as blindly as I can. So yeah, here we are. I don't know what's going on with the investigation, but this is encouraging. All hands on deck. There's some sort of video evidence, could be surveillance. Computer. They need to pull records of someone who may have been a suspect or a person of interest, or later down the line when a person of interest comes up, they need to take a look at a particular male's computer records, data, records going, through. And also, sometimes when the computer card comes up, it can indicate computer records in terms of what's on a cell phone, because really smartphones are just that, little baby computers. So there's some key evidence of maybe email exchanges or searches, key kind of searches that they were looking up, preceding and after what happened to these young people. Son, somebody's son, a male, clearly. I mean, that's what what I would imagine. That's probably no secret, but somebody's son. Someone, again, this feels close to me. And that's what led me to be like, okay, this is somebody who feels protected already. Somebody who's going to lawyer up soon if they haven't already. And that doesn't mean that you're guilty just because you lawyered up, but it's going to be somebody who either has a lawyer connection, a lawyer, like a family member who's a lawyer who's advocating for them, or someone who lawyers up quick. I could imagine perhaps it could possibly mean somebody being a lawyer or a law student, for example, something to do with law. I'm not quite sure. It just, again, I can't ignore the Page of Pentacles that this is a young person. We talked about the buried card. The twins, again, is implying somebody close. And the forest card is indicating perhaps key evidence buried in a forest, or they buried the evidence in a nearby forest to this area, to this university where this happened, or this house, near the house, maybe 15 to 35 kilometers away from the house. You'll see that card in a moment. I'm going to show it to you. Forest, this person could have also escaped into the night into a nearby forest. A lot of people are like, well, if there's all this blood on them, how in the world did they get away? Well, it was at 3 or 4 in the morning from what I heard. So, and if they're wearing dark clothes, you may not be able to see all that. And I would imagine, you know, if it's certain weather conditions, that may also obscure what could be seen on the person as they're walking calmly away. Not frantically away. Remember, calm or cold, numb, empty. I don't sense that this is somebody who's like, oh, I'm frantic. I did this. I can't believe I did this. No, this was somebody who felt some sense of like weird satisfaction from what they've done. As in the driving force was dealing with the Queen of Cups. All right, I'll be right back. So here's the next one. Now this is what I was talking to you all about, the buried. I always struggle with that word. Buried, okay? Something critical being suppressed or buried near or at the scene. I forgot, I mentioned to you all about the 15 to 35 kilometers. This is what led me to believe that somebody might be going out of town or is out of town or lives out of town. But what this is telling me is something close to that university. I'll have to look at the maps. Y'all know I like to look at maps and see if I pick up on anything energetically with them. But 0 to 15 kilometers is very close, okay? So something could be buried. This is like looking like a little park-like setting or forest even, you know, a beautiful little setting. In autumn. We are in autumn. This has transpired in autumn. Something also key could have happened earlier this autumn. Okay. That could be tied to stalking, someone being stalked. Someone was watching or waiting. If you've never been stalked before, it is awful. It is an awful feeling. When I was young, I think I was 14, a guy stalked me. This is pre-internet. Like, it wasn't like that. It wasn't like cyber stalking or stuff like that. It was like real physical. He's peeking in on my windows. He's standing at the end of the block waiting for me. It was a nightmare. And thankfully, I made it out okay. But something going on earlier in the autumn, perhaps, and this could also signify some major developments happening this autumn or next autumn pertaining to the case. Okay, female victim. Remember I talked about the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups. Somebody was the main one that this person was after. And then the others may have just been there, wrong place, wrong time. This was sexually motivated. I'm not saying that I'm not saying the female victim was sexually assaulted, but non-consensual, like was not no longer engaging with this person or wanting to engage with this person, and as a result she was assaulted. Intoxication, drinking alcohol. Either the perp was heavily intoxicated and what gave him that liquid courage, or this could mean that the victims may have been having some drinks, nothing wrong with that, but it caused their reaction time, their defenses to be down a bit, okay? And we talk about the 15 to 35 kilometers, weeks. Now, weeks could signify weeks, you know, proceeding up to this crime, or it could be weeks going out that we may get some more developments. Things are, from what I understand, things are developing all the time with this case. I just, like I said, I haven't been staying caught up. I'm going to check all, you know, go to my favorite true crime accurate YouTubers, see what they've been talking about, look at the press conferences, look at the news articles and seeing what's going on, trying to get as much accurate information as I can to inform myself about it. Yeah. So weeks also speaking to the victim, and this evidence trying to be suppressed surrounding the female victim, buried that the fact that this perp may have been stalking, waiting, watching, okay? Weeks preceding, planned. Okay. All right. Unknown to police, not in the system, clean record. Now, there's going to be a card that comes up. You'll see it in a moment when I do the final spread. But there's going to be something like this person has had a history of crimes. Just because you have a history of doing bad things doesn't mean you were caught. Just remember that. So this person could be, that's why I'm feeling like this person could be a student at some point, or going into law or practicing law, thinks they are above the law with that lawyer card, some to that. Known to victim. It gave me a chill when I saw this card. So again, maybe not somebody super close, but someone that was known to the victim. Now again, I'm no criminologist, I'm no criminal profiler, so take this as you may. All right. And again, this is all alleged, and this is also what I'm perceiving, what my intuitive hits are, what comes up for me out of my mind. I'm not asserting that this is 100% fact, okay? Guilty knowledge did the act. Guilty knowledge did the act. Someone may even be known to the police that maybe the police haven't even released and shared with the public yet about someone that they feel could be guilty. They just don't have the evidence to link them, for example. Or someone knows that they're guilty. Someone who may have been discussed in the news, but, you know, again, it all ties back to evidence. Jealousy issues and personal. This also gave me a chill. Sitting underneath the weeks card is telling to me. Train tracks. Is there nearby train tracks? Perhaps, you know, key evidence could have been dropped off there. This is also about, this has been trucking along for a while. One of the victims felt watched, stalked. Train. Maybe somebody trying to escape and leave out of town on the train. Male suspect, accomplice. Male suspect, clearly known to the victim is what's speaking to me here. But I was so encouraged when I saw this card, justice. Now, justice, we'll talk about justice for a moment. Justice comes in justice's own form. We have a desire for someone to, you know, go to prison or whatever other legal, you know, remedies that can be taken against a criminal who has done such heinous acts. However, sometimes justice comes with someone taking their own life. Sometimes justice doesn't come fast enough. Sometimes justice just doesn't feel like it's ever coming. This is the part where we have to have faith and trust. But again, apply pressure, inquire as a you know, a community, a concerned body of people about wanting answers, wanting the victims to receive what? Justice. All right, I'm gonna now get ready for the last spread. Be right back. Last spread. So I'm gonna have to bring, because it's tiny print, I'm gonna have to bring these up to show you all, but I'll do this as quickly as possible. These are the cards that jumped, and let me share with you what has come up here. We have suspect lives near the scene of the crime. Okay. This is not somebody passing through, although the train tracks could allude to someone passing through, not really belonging there, but I'm sensing with these cards, this person does belong there, is a part of the landscape. Very unsuspecting. Look at him. He may even have dark hair. He may even favor this page or favor the Seven of Pentacles here. They look similar. Additional evidence at the scene may be discovered. Okay. So it was quite a scene, and it's going to be like looking at key evidence, combing over the house again and again, the entry points, looking at every little nook and cranny to that house, finding something, surveillance, something where it was, you could tell somebody may have been watching, been a part of that place, that landscape. Okay. There was a motive for committing the crime. Now, a lot of times when this card comes up in these type of readings, it's speaking to a financial motive, but sometimes a motive could be that it's love related, or that somebody feels jealous or slighted. So that could also be, but there's a motive. Okay, this wasn't just some senseless crime where there's just no rhyme or reason. No, there's a motive, and I sense it's tied to that Queen of Cups. Details leading up to the murder may be worth investigating. This is speaking to the part where I was saying that the weeks preceding this incident, particularly in autumn, could provide some valuable clues on who may have done this, why they may have done it, etc. A closer observation of the victim's living space may provide clues. Interesting. Interesting. We talked about that. We said it's sitting right here. Okay. Victim near, or suspect lives nearby. That's interesting. Ah, look at this. Cell phone records may provide important clues. This case will remain unsolved until key evidence is discovered. Killer has a history of committing crimes. They could have a history of doing harm to animals. They could have a history of doing petty little crimes, getting away with it, not being charged. That's why they're not in the system. They could have maybe a petty record that got suppressed or buried. You know, sometimes when you do things as a minor, you can get those records, not expunged, but like I used to put like a little block on being able to access them as, you know, when you're an adult. I forgot the word. It escapes me, but you know what I'm saying. And in the future, the perp may admit guilt. Okay, that's encouraging. Could be after they're arrested. It could be before they're arrested. They feel so guilty. But right now, I'm not getting a sense that they feel guilty. I get a sense that maybe the guilt admission may not happen until they're caught. But again, the energies could change. They could feel this way today. It could go a different way tomorrow. But yes, some critical things I saw here that stuck out to me was this person lives near the crime scene. Maybe not right now, but they did. Details leading up to the murder may be worth investigating. A closer observation of the victim's living spaces may provide clues in cell phone records. Again, cell phone records, searches, what type of little Google searches were done, who they were calling. Is there information on some sort of level of surveillance on one of the female victims? Okay, plotting and planning. Maybe getting some assistance from someone to help them, even if this person or persons is helping them and not really facing the fact that this person may be guilty. They are in fact helping them. Okay, may be able to provide them provide this perp with money for an attorney later down the line. some, you know, a place to stay, maybe had at one point tried to offer up an alibi, etc. Whether they knowingly did that help or not, this person I'm picking up could have been helped. All right, you all, that's it. I'm wrapping this up. Sorry I didn't use jumpers, but y'all just have to trust me that this is what I did. I just was like, oh my goodness, I need to do this reading. I need to share it with you all, so I'm sharing it. I don't know if I'll be doing another video on this case anytime soon. So yeah, here we are. All right, loves, take very, very good care of yourselves. Please, on your way out, do me a favor and hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Share this video. Let's get the word out. We want justice for these young people, okay? There's been some atrocious things happening. It always has been. It's just that with the, you know, with social media, it's just like amplified in our faces. And so with that, we can use that as a powerful tool to raise up our voice, to be advocates for justice for these peeps, okay? All right, loves. Bye for now.